turn the music down a little bit. And I don't have any yet. I do have a bottle of Loch Lomond 18 next to me. I was thinking about sipping. Alright, so let's get into it. We got about 70 people here. Probably some more that'll join, but let's dig in. So I got my pink list here. These are all the tickers I researched over the weekend. Turn this down a little more. You want my playlist? It's my liked videos. I don't know if I can share it. Let's see if this works. Oops. anyways, so applied materials. Let's look at the daily and then let's look what we got going on here. So you got a couple things on the daily. You got the ABC, you got the inverted head and shoulders, you got the ABC down, and now this could be the start of a new bull run. So got the all-time high here of 146. Let's change that different color so we know what that is. Let's see, that's pink. But so I'm thinking this probably comes down to there. So if we do get a breakout here, you know, you have a very impulsive move here for one. Right on support. You got earnings coming up on the 19th. So does this go, you know, what we could see is maybe this goes into earnings, and then the day after is where you get that wave 5. So if earnings are really good, you could see the wave 3 into earnings, and then a pullback into earnings. Wave 3 run up next couple weeks, then the week into earnings maybe a retrace, flat retrace, and then if earnings are good, you're going to see that wave 5. So really like this setup. It's really nice. The daily, the hourly, all looks good. So put this one on your list for show. Umbrella, Ella, A. The Umbrella's got a couple things going for it. It's got this nice double bottom. Right now it's chilling right at this pivot point here, so you got this huge buy wall right, or sell wall right here that it's trying to get through. Once it gets through here, this thing's gonna go nuts. Yeah, I had EA on my screener. Just don't love video game companies. They seem to just never, they always seem to disappoint when I play them. So I'm wondering here, if you get your ABC down right here, and I wonder if this is going to be a wave 3. So you have a full retrace on wave 1 here. I wonder if this is going to be wave 4. This is going to be the next target, so this would be my target on this next. If it continues, I think this can go to 104. Normal, yeah. I mean, the two I picked are highly liquid, so if the alerts go off, yeah, we're going to play those for sure. Alright. Apps, very similar to AMAT. Has the double bottom, has the inverse head and shoulders going on for it. Has a wave 1 right here. This would be right into here, so you're thinking, you know, maybe it does something like this. Again, right into earnings. And then earnings, you'd be hoping for something like that. Yeah, Dom, so I draw my pivot points on the daily, and then I fine-tune them on the hourly. And then, yeah, then I'll probably play, if I was going to play this, I'd probably be playing it on, like, the 5-minute. So, you know, you zoom in, watch your pivot points, and you're going to get a little bit more technical when you're on like the 5 minute or 1 minute and all that. So, you know, for me, like an entry, if I was looking to get in on this, I would draw this like a small entry pivot like right here. So over this green box is where I would go in then. So then you're playing it, you know, then you can draw your intraday pivots too as well. So you have your major zones and your minor zones. So here you might get some pullbacks, which will matter for intraday trading. But I mean, your zone should be on the time. So your zone should be drawn on the time frame that you plan on trading it. So if you're looking to swing something, play the hourly or the daily pivot zones. If you're looking to day trade it, play the 5 to 15 minute pivot zones. Maybe even the 1 minute. Because when you're day trading it, you're looking for small moves with that 10 to 20% gains on a day trade, potentially on an option. Now, with a swing, multi-day swing, multi-week swing, you want to look at the bigger picture, and you're not concerned with the intraday activity. You're just concerned, does it break my big pivot zones? And that's what you care about. So, you know, for me, if I was looking to get on apps here, I would set my alert at the top of this pivot zone, say at like 63.20, and when that goes over 63.20, then then it's like a two key entry. So what you're looking for is the alert to go off, and then you're looking for a full bodied candle. So let's say, for instance, so what you're looking for, let's say you get this over here, and then it comes back. You're looking for this bar. You're looking for a full body candle above here, and maybe this isn't the best representation, but alright. So that would be here. So this would be a little bit better for. So this is similar. So you see this setup over here, similar to this over here. Chris, just give me a second, buddy. I gotta get through what I'm doing, and then I'll get to you. So, for instance, what you would love to see is something similar to this. So you would see a breakout over. So you would enter here, and then you would set your pivot zone as your stop loss zone. So you might want to move that down here because this is just your entry zone. But basically, you enter a full body candle. So you'd enter in this candle here, and then it would reject on this pivot zone here. So you probably would just take a quick 5 to 10% there, and then it retests and holds, and then breaks over this pivot zone. You'd probably re-enter again, and you'd be looking at a really nice thing. And then this acts as support. You know, that looks pretty damn good for a snippet there. So I'm gonna keep that there and see if it plays out like that. That'd be interesting to watch. Coins has a how's BTC doing? Whew. Ooh, actually, those. Looks like could be making an inverse head and shoulders right here. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. So, you know, if coins can retake this pivot here, or not coins, we're going to be looking at coins, but Bitcoin retakes this and reverses, and it looks like, you know, it looks like it's retesting and bouncing here. Yeah, Dom, you're going to see me using those more and more. They're really useful for day trading. So, you know, coin is one of those that looks so good on the close of yesterday. You know, it's got this nice formation. You got your double bottom here. So, I think coin, if Bitcoin is up tomorrow, and Bitcoin goes nuts this week like we're anticipating, then this could be nice. So you can already see kind of a pivot zone here. So this is your entry right here. Over 238, this thing's gone. Then you're looking for this to go to 242, so you could play. This would probably hit in the same day, 238 to 242, and then over that you're looking. It already filled this gap, so once it gets over this downtrend right here, that's not the line I meant to grab. So once it gets over here, so you're probably looking for it to hit here, come back down to here. I'm probably looking for like a price action like this. Something like that would be interesting. Yeah, I have Super Fortuna on Bitcoin, so I haven't seen. I haven't looked at it in a little bit. Super Fortuna hasn't called Bitcoin in a while. One second, just got a message here. Alright, so keep all these I have here look really interesting. So this one looks super good on the daily, ENPH. So check this out. On the daily, it closed above the pivot zone. So the close was above the breakout at 188. Now, this is definitely a wave 3 it's on too. So you have the ABC down, you got 1, 2, and then this is wave 3, and it's explosive. So this should see 198, 200 in that range. So probably looking, something like this. And then a retest of this zone here. And then maybe you get the 215 after that. But earnings were pretty good. They beat estimates. I mean, the revenue's been rising every quarter. This thing's going to be a monster. It's going to create this head and shoulders. It's going to retest all-time highs eventually, most likely. So there you go. I really like ENPH. Alright, FUV. So I have a couple tickers on here you probably don't see very often, and they're on here because they're potential gamma squeeze or short squeeze. Potential gamma squeeze or short squeeze tickers. And FUV is both. So FUV is a gamma squeeze and a short squeeze ticker. This thing is looking gorgeous in my mind. So you got your left shoulder, your right or your head, and your right shoulder. You got earnings coming up, which if I don't expect much. Yeah, so remember the first time we played FUV right here? And we made bank when this thing ran to 36. And then we played it again on this run right here from 13 to 18. And we're going to do it again now. So let's go zoom in on this. If you're in my Discord, just run the OI command on it and you'll see why I'm looking at it. Ran a bunch of different scanners this weekend. This one stood out a lot. So, I mean, for me, over 1670, it's a no-brainer for me to get in on this. So, I'll be watching this week. And, Dagus, I'm happy you like the music. So, love this one. I have all these charted. I just kind of wanted to go over them for you guys, and then we'll take some tickers. So, Guilt, old newsletter play. Hold on one second. Says my video streaming is poor. Yeah, I don't know why my stream status is poor, but I noticed something on this when I was looking at it. It has really short squeeze candidate, no. Gamma squeeze possible. So it's got a falling wedge flag thingy formation. It's not a strong mover, but the contracts are cheap enough where it might be worth taking a flyer on. And you could put 50 bucks in, and if it moves, I mean, this thing used to be 20 bucks, so we'll see what happens. For me, play it over 1070. You can run this to 1150, but yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. You're kind of hoping for something like this into earnings. Don't expect a huge move, but it should be able to get you a good 20-30% on it. So check on something real quick. I have HD on the list, don't worry. HD is the next one. So we'll take requests when I'm done with my pink list here. So hold. I know you guys want to look at tickers. Just it'll take me probably another 10-15 minutes to get through this, and we'll have about 20-30 minutes for requests. So HD had this falling wedge here breakout retest, and it's got a flag here. I'm really liking the possibility of this going bonkers, especially with infrastructure bill that should help Home Depot. You know, I think a run to 332 is likely. You know, you got a small little gap there. I think it fills that. And if it can get over that, there's nothing stopping that gap fill up to 340. So yeah, that's a pretty big gap I want to see filled. All right, Honeywell. Honeywell is interesting. Honeywell, you know, big electronics manufacturer. Had earnings, tanked on earnings, came all the way back. Earnings were actually good. So, I mean, it's at literally closed right under all-time highs. Xenon, the surprise I can't tell you about until it's official, so I got a little carried away. Alright, so anyways, this thing, in my opinion, over 234, and I mean, it's at all-time highs, so you'd probably be looking at, let's see here, playing this up to 243 maybe. So you'd be looking for something like this. It's gonna come back and retest the breakout, and then it'll do that probably into the dividend. Would be a good catalyst. So alright, here's one you probably never heard of. This one showed up on my options scanner. So this was very interesting, and I love the setup. It looks super likely to go to 63. I mean, it's already at the breakout zone. The reason it isn't, the only reason I didn't put it on the newsletter is earnings are Tuesday. So watch earnings, and if the contract, I didn't even get to the point where I was looking at contract pricing, but I mean, they've crushed every earnings recently, and I see no reason why it couldn't pop off of earnings to 63. And if that makes sense with the contracts, go ahead and play it. All right. Kirkland Gold. I've been watching gold prices for a little bit. gold isn't doing so hot right now. So I just had this on here mainly because I came across on a couple of my scanners. So I figured might as well throw it on here to take a look at. I just wanted to have it on the list because with inflation talks and all that, it's good to have gold or silver on your list. So with the huge run it had last week off of earnings, it's consolidating. It's got an ABC. You could see it pop to 45 on this. So set an alert on a breakout over 43.30. Maybe run like that. Alright, Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is interesting. This showed up on one of my bull flag scanners. I gotta fix this a little bit, but so, I mean, Coca-Cola isn't even at all-time highs. Was doing really well pre-COVID. Then COVID hit and it tanked, and it's just kind of been a slow grind back up. It's got a pretty good dividend, so I would think it goes pretty good into dividend here. You know, typically runs up into dividend, so play this on the breakout over 55.60. Could run to 60, so could be a nice move. And contracts are always dirt cheap on this, so here's one you've never heard of. MBI, insurance seller. God, that's such a pretty chart. I don't know what the news is when this happens, but you're gonna need the miners to run with gold and silver, so just pay attention to spot price, and when those run, should be good. So yeah, this thing's been going nuts lately, so I think it's got one more leg in it. You got a cup and handle, you got a bull flag. I mean, in my opinion, you could play this on a breakout probably over 13.12. It's going to have a little resistance, so you get your first entry here, add on the full breakout. This could see 14.5, 15 bucks, so this also could get gamma squeezed. So MTZ showed up on my option scanner as well, and it's got this downtrend and retest, inverse head and shoulders. It's got a lot going on for it. I just didn't love the contract premiums. Always, this probably would have been on the newsletter as well. But I mean, honestly, if this thing gets over 102, it should be able to go to 105. And then earnings you got coming up, so that's this week as well. Pan W, got this on here because it's near all-time high. It's been chilling in this channel for a little bit, so I thought it was worth highlighting on here at least. I mean, Paulo, you want a stock that's high value, high growth with a dividend ideally, but 9 times out of 10, high growth stocks will outperform high dividend stocks. The reason you want high dividends in your portfolio as a percentage for the consistency and for the guarantee, because then you're just making money without even having to sell ever. You could just hold the stock forever and sell covered calls against it, and that's how you make good money off of dividend stocks. So Pan W wicked all-time highs back here at 405. Cybersecurity is not going away. I like Palo Alto. It's one of my favorite cybersecurity stocks. Keep an eye on this one over all-time highs again, over 405. I think that could do some damage. So I've been waiting for SunPower to do its thing. SunPower is my favorite solar stock. It's got earnings coming up. Otherwise, I probably would have put this in the newsletter. It's got this double bottom here, real nice. It's got this downtrend retest right here and bounce. So over 2560 should retest 28, and over 28 this thing's gone. I know you guys want some tickers. I'm almost done. I have a treat for you here. You're gonna like this one. This is like what you call an immaculate setup. You got inverse head and shoulders breakout, all-time highs right here. Not only do you have that, you have a breakout, retest, perfect bounce, and now it's chilling at a pivot zone. So you could play this. You know, this is one of those that Kathy Woods keeps buying, so could run just from her buying crazy amounts on it. But if you do get, look at this. You even got another head and shoulders here. So this thing should go to 88. You got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It should be a smaller. It looks like each one of these waves is smaller because it looks like wave 1 is bigger than wave 3. So that means wave 5 will be smaller than both of these. So you should see a small wave 5 into earnings. And then off of that, it can do whatever it wants. But Universe Systems. Another one. I'm seeing. I found a bunch of inverse head and shoulders this weekend. So the reason, a lot of the reasons why these didn't go in was either because they didn't have good options volume or they had earnings this week. So this has earnings tomorrow. So watch this one tomorrow off the earnings, whatever it does, because this thing could go back to 28. It would be a really nice play. Wells Fargo, I looked at a lot of banks, and Wells Fargo was the most interesting of all the banks. Has a downtrend break and retest into the dividend, which it just up, but I think this will retest recent highs here. So I think 47 this week. It's doable into that dividend by the end of the week, so maybe you see something like that. And then it comes back down here on the dividend. Then maybe we can see it retest this breakout here. Alright, last but not least, Zuo. I really like Zuo. Again, inverse head and shoulders. Right, perfect. I think this should retest 18. Looking for an entry over 1740. So let me find a song here that I want to play. Let's see, what should we listen to? What's this? Alright, let's take some requests. Alright, Chris tipped me, so we'll do EA, and then we'll do Amazon, and then we'll do Tesla. I mean, EA's just done nothing forever. Like, I just don't know why you'd want to play this. It's just such a boring stock. It just chops all the time. We'll chart it up though. I mean, you could play the breakout over 146 into 147, but I mean, there's just so much chop going into earnings that I don't know if I'd play it, so I guess that's my opinion on it. I mean, you're probably hoping for this into earnings. And then from there, it's at the mercy. Where do I find my music? Oh man. If only I had shown you this before earnings. I did. Hit my target perfectly. I saw the AVC coming. I saw the head and shoulders. You know, you could see. So, this is actually right here. This is a measured move. From here to here, so you can measure this from here to here, head to neckline. Then what you do is you put that right on the neckline right there, and then you can draw a box at the bottom, and that head and shoulders played out. So I think Amazon should find a base here. I don't. Maybe it comes down to this pivot zone down here. I'd be shocked if Amazon went down much farther, but looks like it found some ground in this smaller pivot zone here. So as long as it holds this red box, you're good. But between these two boxes, I don't touch it. Over 3370, then I touch it. Over 3370, Amazon should curl back up. So yeah, I listen to a lot of just suggested music on YouTube Music and on Pandora and stuff, and then when I like it, I'll hit thumbs up and I'll see what it continues to suggest. And I don't know. I don't really like listening to mainstream radio or top 40 or any of that stuff. So the Tesla's already marked up for me. Tesla rejected off this pivot zone here, so you can see here. So you're going to want to see it retest 695 over that, and we should see 710. Over 710 is when it starts to get really fun for Tesla, because then it can do some things. I'm just not a perpetual bull anymore on Tesla like I used to be. It's just, the upside isn't what it used to be, so thankfully it's not as expensive as it used to be to play. But it did end well with a Morningstar bullish engulfing on the hourly, so I will think it expects with the infrastructure bill to retest the 700 to 710 this week. I think 710 would be a good target. You got your AB3, but you do have this though. So actually, I just saw this, so let me point this out here. I think Tesla comes down to 660 first, because you got your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now you might see something like this, and then you get this. So maybe something like that. So yeah, no, you don't want to play puts on Amazon. That's stupid. All right. Give me a second. Just catching up on some messages here. Alright. Alright, so I had some people asking me to do some stuff. AMD. So, my worry with AMD, and maybe you guys can see this too, is you have this curling action. So, let me highlight this. So you see how this is kind of curling like that? It makes me wonder if this is out of steam. And you can kind of see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up right here. Or maybe this is 1, 2, 3. I mean, really you could just set your box here and you just play whichever way it breaks. So, but I'm concerned that AMD is going to come back down to 101. I think this box right here is a good likelihood. And then from there it can go back up. But I even think it's going to want to retest all-time highs eventually too. So, why is this not working? I think here, or I think 99 or 101 can redo, so let's see. Thoughts on Ford? I think Ford's ready to go. I'm looking at it right now. My first impression is it broke out of the hourly / daily, retested. I like Ford this week. Infrastructure bill, Ford going EV. I'm here for it. I like Ford a lot. This is nice. So, I think this pivot point right here, this gap fill, good possibility this week. So you could see at least a 50-cent move next first couple days, and I think this green line 15, potentially a dollar move this week. So pins. I had a couple requests for pins. Oh, I haven't looked at this in forever. Wow. That was pretty close. My timeline was off, though. You can see I had the wave 4 there, and my price target was just a little, hit my price target right there. Interesting. Yeah, I haven't charted this since right here. Crazy. Alright, so way down here, pins, what do you do with it down here, right? That's what people want to know. Okay. Get your pivot zones and just play your zones. So I like 9-inch nails. I can't fault you there. So I think it pins. You probably got to wait for that to get back over 60, 61 to do anything. When you see these giant gaps like this, I mean, it reminds me of Netflix. It's going to probably ping pong in here for a while before it decides to do anything. Roku. So I've done work on Roku. Where's the rest of this? Where's my 1, 2, 3? Well, I guess we can. So you can see you have the 5 waves up here. Roku's getting close to being done here, and then it can start again. So, question is it going to make 5 waves down? It's got earnings coming up. So, what you'd like to see here is something like this. So, basically what you want to do is make a left shoulder ahead. So you want it to come back up to 470, then come back down maybe to 440, and then off of earnings, maybe make that reverse head back up to 500. So, yeah, I mean, the overall Roku chart looks really good. My wave 5 on Roku is 760, so I think it should go there. So yeah, SPRT looks interesting. It's got that big cup action going on, inverse head and shoulders, huge breakout. Concern is it's slowing down. It's at a pivot point right now. So if it can get over this pivot, it's going to continue to go. You know, it hasn't broken the uptrend yet. It just keeps curling up. It's going parabolic. It's still heavily shorted. So over this pivot point, you know, it hit the all-time highs. I'd like to see it kind of do one of these things. But let's see what happens there. I'm gonna play one more song and then end the night on that if I can find it. Hold on. I don't think I would short plug into infrastructure news. Also, you got that double bottom. It was a good short from here, which I had. Hit my price target perfectly. I'm pretty sure plug is still pretty shorted. This tune, specifically, is called Naheli by Anka and Hussein Hasarasi. Here, you can. This is a good playlist. Oops. There you go. That's this list right here. We'll let this song play out and then we'll go. I like this mix. But honestly, I see a double bottom. I see this thing curling back up. It could be, I don't know. For me, I just wait for the breakouts on this. I'm gonna add this to the pink list for now. I like this setup. Alright, tell me if you guys like this song. I'll turn this one up. Alright, what else we got? You know, QLYS is actually part of my cybersecurity list here. If I can wake up on time, I'll do pre-market stream, but I like my sleep, so I usually sleep in. So I'm guessing you like this because of the gap here. And earnings it's gonna go sideways into earnings, if I'm gonna be honest with you, because it's literally been sideways since the last earnings. Got earnings in a week and a half on this. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it just ping-pongs between these two zones in earnings. You know your stuff, Eric. I think this is my favorite song by Mousetrap. Yeah, don't expect this to do anything besides like something like this. What was this? Oh, I got it charted already. Look at that. I don't remember charting this. This has been a while. I think I probably charted it when it was back here. But look at that. Rejection of the pivot point. Right down into my zones. Rejected again. It's kind of got an inverse head and shoulders, so you can make a pivot zone right here, and then wait for it to get over that, and then play the zones up. I mean, Netflix got rejected off the zone. There's just not much to play there. Doesn't have any like fantastic setups. There's your two zones you need to get over. AG. Ooh, I like this. See, it rejected this pivot here, so that's your breakout, but it bounced off of this pivot here, so that's your support. Should we do some futures here? almost done with the stream, we can recap with some futures. Let's get a real banger here going on. Let's see, what can we end the night on? Let me switch to my personal account. Let's see what we can do. Ooh, this is a good one. Turn up a little for some futures here. This thing will get your blood crawling. I'm doing a SPY chart right now. Doing a SPY chart right now. Billy, I do not. Oh yeah, Billy, I do, yes, I do. I get live data. So you can see here, I pay for futures, everything. I mean, the futures get over this zone, I think they're gone. Let's look at the Qs. I think my only concern with the Qs is the rising wedge. The fact that they have so much resistance up at the top here. Look at China. Yeah, they do look like they're coming back a little. Baba's up $2.50. I think they had good news today too, saying they were going to invest in there. Mark, this is literally Baba, so we're doing it right now. Well, looks like it rejected, so we'll see what happens there. So this is Baba live in Hong Kong right now. It's up $2.3. Baba on our side. Man, I'm looking forward to these earnings. I might be convinced to put $1,000 in the Baba earnings call, because man, Baba could move $30 off earnings. see, what is the expected move? 5%? I think it'll move 15% if it's good. Yeah, EDU, I don't know. They might get delisted. That's the worry with EDU. Alright, I think that's gonna do it for me. Covered a lot of really good stuff tonight. Eric, there's a command you can run in bot commands in our server. It's just exclamation point ER move and then the ticker. 220 calls are 30 bucks? I might take a flyer on that. Are they really? Let me look at these. They are 30 cents. Oh. Wait, why are they so cheap? They have earnings this week. The 200s are only $3. The 210s are $1. I'm buying those tomorrow. Yeah, we're gonna get some of those. Why not? It'd be like this. So, yeah. Waste management? Oh, I haven't looked at this ticker in forever. Oh, I'm so mad. It did exactly what I thought it was going to do. Oh, man, I charted this right here. Oh, right here. And I followed my chart. Gah. Alright. Anyways. Love the bull flag it's got. I'm gonna add this to the pink list too. I like that. I think your calls are going to be good. So. Right. Hope you all have a wonderful night. Thank you for joining. If you liked the stream, give me a thumbs up. That's all I ask. Other than that, I hope you guys make some money this week. And we all have a good week.